In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, we want to quickly look at the significance of love. And then we'll close. Next week, we'll look at the implication of what the Lord Jesus said, that we have forsaken our first. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1 to 3. Let me read from the New King James. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all prophecy, and understand all mystery and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. I can prophesy the best prophecy. I can remove mountains. If I have love, if I have not love, I have nothing. So look at what the Lord is saying. I know your works. Do you understand that now? All those works, because there was no love, it meant nothing to God. You and I would have said, wow, these people are strong. But God said, no. What they are doing does not count. In verse 3 it says, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it profits me nothing. Whatever you are doing outside of love, it counts for nothing. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. The Bible says, verse 3, verse 13. It says, each one's work will become clear, for the day will declare, because it will be revealed by fire. And the fire will test each one's work of what sort it is. Fire cannot destroy love. So if your works are enveloped in love, you know what happens? Fire can't touch it. Your love is, your works are secure. But when your works are not done in love, it can't endure all things. Fire will burn it. That's why when we do some things and people treat us badly, we begin to recount. See all that I did for them. Because it was not done out of love. If it was done out of love, we forbid. Remember the people who were stoning Stephen? How Stephen said to them, how Stephen prayed and said, God, don't charge this to their account. Because of the love that he had. In Romans chapter 13, verse 8 to 10. Romans 13, verse 8 to 10. The Bible says, owe no one anything except to love one another. It's a debt that we can never repay. Love is a debt that we all owe. Don't owe anybody anything except to love. It says, for he who loves another has fulfilled the law. For the commandments, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness, you shall not covet, and if there is any other commandment, are all summed up in this saying, namely, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no harm to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. To fulfill all that God is asking us to do, if it's not done in love, it doesn't count for nothing. Next week, when we look at the implications, we'll see a story, very interesting story. And I pray that we will learn from that. In Luke chapter 10, we know the story very well, so I'll just read a few portions of it. Luke 10 from verse 25 to 37. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up, or scribe, stood up and tested him, that is the Lord Jesus, saying, Teacher, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? He said to him, What is written in the law? What is your reading of it? So he answered and said, You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. And he, that is Jesus, said to him, You have answered right. Do this, and you will live. Now, look at verse 29. If he had just left it there, you know the matter of that is. In verse 29, it says, But he, wanting to justify himself, said to Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" You can read the rest. That's where the Lord Jesus told the story. The parable of the good Samaritan. You remember? He said, "Who is my neighbor?" He said, "Okay, let me tell you who your neighbor is." He gave that story. He said, a certain man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho. And on the way, robbers attacked him, beat him mercilessly, and left him almost dead. Then a priest, let's use today's explanation, a pastor, was walking by on the same side as that man. Saw the man beaten and bruised. Said, "If I go near this man now, I can be late for service." He crossed to the other side of the road and went ahead. A Levite came, a mere believer from a Jim church or denomination. Okay, on the same side. Looked at the man. Bro, I would have helped you. But you know, I'm rushing. I'm doing something. Sorry, please. The Lord will keep you. The Lord will be your strength. Just forbear. Just forbear. When I get to church, I will pray for you. Then, a Samaritan, to give it a modern day coloration, a member of Boko Haram is now coming. On the other side of the road. Not on the same side though. Do you understand this thing I'm saying? The other people were on the same side as that man. But they crossed over. The Boko Haram man is now coming on the other side, where he can easily go away. He sees this man, he knows he's a Christian, he knows he's a Jew. He walks out. Quickly does first aid. Puts him on his donkey. In our modern parlance, his SUV, where the seat is leather, white, with all the blood, they put him. You know, many of us can't help accident victims because you see the blood will stain our car. Put him there. Took him to a hospital. Dropped his credit card. Said, "Please take care of it. Whatever the charges are, I will pay." Boko Haram. After that, he went away to do his business. Now, I want to take you to verse 36 of Luke 10. Now, after Jesus told the parable, now told the man, "So which of these three do you think was neighbor to him who fell among the thieves?" Can we read verse 37 together? 1, 2, go.
The man replied, "The one who showed me mercy upon you."
Then Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise." This Pharisee could not even call the good, he couldn't say the Samaritan. And God told that story for strong effect. You see, the way we are doing, we Christians today, may God have mercy on us. We are racial, we are ethnic, we are tribal, we are denominational. We don't help anybody that's not of our tribe. We don't help anybody that's not of our denomination. That's why people are now tying armband. It's a sign of recognition. Baptism is not enough. Now we must have sticker on the car to show that I belong to this denomination. Our love for God must be with everything. You must love the Lord your God with your heart, with your soul, with your body, with your might, with your mind, with your money, with everything. And you must love Him in every facet of life. Next week, when we dig deeper into this, you will see that the second one cannot be done without the first. You can't love your neighbor if you don't love him. And then secondly, says, should love God. You should love your neighbor. You should love yourself. And we read about who your neighbor is. Your neighbor is not just the fellow in your church. Do you understand that? Your neighbor is not just the Christian in your compound. Your neighbor is that atheist who has been abusing God. Your neighbor is that Muslim who is threatening to kill you for calling the name of Jesus. It's your neighbor. The Bible tells us, Old Testament, New Testament, the Bible says, when your enemy is hungry, what should you do? Feed him. If he's thirsty, what should you do? In the Old Testament, it says, if your enemy's donkey falls into a pit, it says you must not remove your hand. You must go and drag that donkey out and restore it back to your enemy. He says if your enemy's car, using modern day, if your enemy's car breaks down on the road and you are driving that road, you must park. If your enemy, you must help him. Matthew chapter 5. So that's not as if I'm just talking. Verse 43 to 48. You have heard it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies. Bless those who curse you. Do good to those who hate you. And pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. Is that in your Bible? Why do we pray against people? Why not ask the Lord, Lord, save their souls? Today, our prayer would have been for a Saul of Tarsus. Kill him! We would never think of Saul being a Christian. Never. We can't even imagine sitting in the same church with a member of God. If he says he is born again, we will never accept it. I heard that some so-called Christians decided to leave a denomination because the pastor of that denomination did not speak against the killer headsmen thing. And the fellow was agitated. I said, can you imagine that? And I asked the fellow a question. Who do you think that pastor listens to? You or God? If God tells him to keep quiet, why should he speak? He said, how are we sure that God told him to keep quiet? How are you sure that God told him to speak? Where did I stop? Verse 44, verse 45, it says, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. If you and I were God, oh, our enemies are in trouble. If food comes, we'll say, yes, let him cry near his mouth first. Then use your hand to slap this thing. Say you will be hungry forever. That's what we do. I've heard in a particular church where a Christian sister is singing, some people jealous me. A Christian sister is singing and other Christian sisters are jealous in her. Let me use the language. Who knows bad English, but let's use it. A Christian to your fellow sisters. And I don't know whether she ended it by saying because of my beauty. I don't know. In verse 46, it says, if you love those who love you, what reward have you? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? If you love only those who love you, gangsters, you need to see gangsters and their children. The gangster who is killing somebody else's children, the way he protects his own children. So God is saying, if you love somebody like that, what's the difference between you and the gangster? Does the gangster not know? 47. And if you greet your brethren only, what do you do more than others? Do not even the tax collectors do so? You only greet those who are Christians. You won't greet a Muslim. You won't greet an atheist. You won't greet to say he's a Rosicrucian. Is this, is that. I've seen some people say, I'm tired of that work. I'm tired of that because the the owners are not Christians. In fact, I know that they are doing something, because I'm there, they are doing some things to stop my blessing. If you were truly blessed, who do you think can stop it? Do you know that Balak, when Balak sent for Balaam, Balaam was a man who, when he cursed, the curse stuck. The Bible says that God said, I refuse Balaam to curse. So who is it that can curse you when God has not permitted it? Verse 48. Therefore, you shall be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect. In 1 John chapter 4. 1 John chapter 4. We're about to close. 1 John chapter 4. Verse 20 to 21. If someone says, I love God, and hates his brother, he's a liar. Even in the local assembly, people hate one another. We're only laughing just for show. We are hypocrites. Everything they do is for public view. But at the back, the things we say about one another, only God knows. For he who does not love his brother, whom he has seen, how can he love God, whom he has not seen? How can you say you love God that you have not seen? But you hate your brother whom you see, who is with you every day. Then you say you love God. God is saying to you, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might and everything that you have, includes loving your brother. If you don't love your brother, you have failed. Verse 21 says, and this commandment we have from him, that he who loves God must love his brother also.